Hello and welcome to another Bromcom reporting video. This time we're going to look at producing a report which does week by week attendance and with a little bit of colour coding again just to make the report clear as to any children whose attendance is falling below where we'd like it to be. So again, we're going to pop into software and we're going to go into reports and quick report. Again, quick report will appear at the top of the reports menu on your system. I, on some training data, have to go a different way. But basically it's reports and quick report. This will launch a report in the student's basic domain, which is absolutely fine for our purposes today. And I'm just going to, again, do a right click and remove the admission number and a little search to find the tutor group, and I will put the tutor group in. Now, if you remember from the previous video we did on attendance reporting, it's the advanced mode we need. So we slip the slider across to go into advanced mode, and we use the plus to add an attendance summary column. I'm going to call this week 1 attendance. The meaning I want is present and education activity. The period type will be looking at morning and afternoon registration. I want it as a percentage, and I want this as a custom date range because I'm going to choose the date range, and instead of being from the start of the academic year to today, I want this to take in the first week of term, and the first week of term would have begun on Monday the 1st through to Friday the 5th of August, even though attendance may have only been for one day on the 5th. So we'll add that column in. We want to do a little bit of colour coding, which again we did in a previous video by adding an if then else column. So the if then else column we're going to use is, we'll just call this rag week 1, and we're going to look at the week 1 attendance, and we're going to say if it is greater than or equal to 95%, then a plus, which will mean we can give that a nice bright green. The second condition will be if it's greater than or equal to 90. We're still fairly happy with that, but it's slipping towards a figure where we'd want to be careful, so we're going to do that as orange, and if it doesn't meet those criteria, it's lower than 90, we'll choose a strong red as our colour, and we'll put a minus in for that. I also want it to colour the actual week 1 attendance column, so I'm going to put the apply colours slider on and add that in. Just preview that report, we can pop back in out of advanced mode, and we can see we've got some colours there. I'm just going to filter mine down to years group 5 and 6. I'm going to apply that filter. So our data's not particularly good in this data set. So how do we do our next 2 weeks of term? We will need to go back into advanced mode, and instead of having to put all those parameters in again, we can actually copy the column, and then we can go in and edit this second column, this week 1 attendance copy. We'll edit, we'll call it week 2. Can remove that copy off the end of there, and we want to keep everything the same except the date range. We're now going from the 8th to the 12th, and say OK. So we've now got another column full of data. We'll also copy our rag column. Again, edit it, Instead of looking at week 1, I want it to look at week 2, and we'll call this rag week 2. The colours and the parameters are the same. I'll have to say OK, and then I'll have to go back in to actually apply a little bit of an anomaly with the way that works. But I've basically added my additional columns. If I come out of advanced mode, you will now see that we've got colour coding for week 1 and week 2. One more time into advanced mode. And this is just to hide the rag columns because they're not really adding anything visually. In fact, they might be distracting from the figures. And come out of advanced mode. And now we've got week 1 attendance ragged, week 2 attendance ragged. Hope that's been useful. If you have any further questions on anything you've seen today or want to know a little bit more about reporting, please do not hesitate to contact us on any of the ways featured on the slide.